Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my creative time with Emma, and also welcome to our last day of sneaky peeks. I'm so excited because what you're seeing in front of you is our last two brand new dies that will be available for purchase along with everything else that you have seen the last couple of days tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. and I'm having a super special as well. So keep on listening so you won't miss any details, okay? So anyways, we are featuring here today. This is called the Stitched Heart Scallop die. As you can see, they are connected, and I'm going to do a quick little demo for you on how to use this. You could keep it connected or you could take it apart, and the way to take it apart, just go ahead and grab your little wire cutters and just trim them and get like a little file or something just to trim them down so they won't be sharp, okay? Stitched scallop heart die, okay? And then we have our postage frame. Now this one's a little different. It has stitching, but the center part cuts out, and I will show you that. You have the option, if you want to keep it together, you can, but I wanted it different. I wanted it to cut out in the center, okay? So I'm going to show you a couple of projects I made with each of them. First one here is a card I made. You see how I popped it up, the actual layer, and then I kept the back part down. Now before I go on, I just want to tell you in my video yesterday I kept calling this new set Chocolate Kisses. I was wrong. I need to learn my own stamp set names. That stamp set that I showcased yesterday is called Chocolate Greetings, so I apologize for that. So anyway, so this is from the little candy die, and the little flag banner is from the Chocolate Greetings stamp set that we all showcased yesterday. And I went ahead and just threw it on some smoky cardstock. Used an older, I don't even know if it's still available, to be honest with you, but when I first got them in the mail, I wanted to play with them really quick. So I just used an older Cuttlebug. You could use any heart Cuttlebug, or you don't even need to use a Cuttlebug. So I went ahead and I just layered everything on top of here just to make a simple card, did some stitching. Okay, isn't that pretty? That's the first one. And the second one here, I made, this is how I was telling you how the center will cut out. Okay, so you could do a different color center. Go ahead and put that down and pop up the actual frame portion. Okay, now for this one, you see these two stamps, Forever and with the cute little almost 3D looking heart. That is considered one little tiny stamp set, and that I am going to be giving away tomorrow when these stamps release at 8 a.m. I will be giving each shopper one, and it will, with your order, you don't have to use a code or anything like that. Just when you make your purchase, my mother will make sure the first 150 customers get one for free, okay? And that's just a little token of my appreciation for an awesome year. You know, I've had lots of stuff going on in my life, and everybody was there for me, just supporting me just any way they could, and it was awesome, and I really appreciated it. So I will forever be grateful for that. So this set of two stamps, so the forever, and then the little heart, that's, like I said, it is together as one, and that will be given to the first 150 shoppers starting tomorrow at 8 a.m. So that's just one of the surprises I have for you, okay? So definitely, if this is a have-to-have item and you miss out on that window, I will go ahead and make sure these will be available for purchase for you, okay? Okay, so anyway, so this is the card here. I just used some I think it's from May Arts, the little ribbon, and of course the little hemp and the little buttons from Liz's Paper Loft Boutique. And the paper is, I believe it's Echo Park. It's their newer Valentine, but isn't that so pretty? I love it. Okay, so that's that one. And now for my favorite ones. Okay, I'm going to show you this cute little, just simple, super simple tag. What I did was I used the background stamp. I just got a really light pink pattern paper. I'm not sure if you could tell, but it is a pattern paper. I went ahead and I got our Love Collage background stamp, the one that we featured on Friday. I went ahead and inked it up in red and stamped it in red on there. And then there goes my pretty heart. Isn't that beautiful? And then the scallop heart. Then I got my tiny, the little stitch heart dies we also showcased on Friday. I went ahead and I just poked 2 little holes and made it look like a little buttoned. Okay, and this is the little sheer ribbon, and that's just from my stash. And then I went ahead and just used some hemp and a pretty button from Liz's Paper Loft Boutique. Super simple. You could use this as a little bookmark even. I think it's really cute to do that. Or you could put it on a gift for somebody, or you can write a little message on the back, you know, however you want. But I thought it was super cute. Now to my most favorite one ever, okay? I made another tag here. Now, for this one, you know how I said I love my products because you can mix and match everything. I use this pretty little banner from our vintage label collection that we had released last month. That was the banner that went with it. And this is one of the sentiments that are in that Lots of Love set that we also showcased on Monday. It says Valentine. And then on the bottom, I went ahead and stamped "You Are the Best." And then this is just all pattern paper. Isn't that pretty? This is that one from Liz's Paper Loft Boutique. And I believe it's this one here. Yeah. Oliver and His Lost and Found 3 by My Mind's Eye. Beautiful, beautiful paper ever. I love it because it has everything on it for you. All I did is ran my tag through. And then I went ahead and I put my beautiful brand new heart die on there. Put the little banner, bam, it's done. Really super quick. And then I used some seam binding ribbon and the little hemp also from Liz's Paper Loft Boutique. Okay, so anyways, these are my projects that I made with our 2 last dies we are all featuring here today. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you some quick little tips on how the best way to use your heart, okay? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how I run the heart through my Cuttlebug, but before I do that, I want to show you quickly this one here on what I'm talking about. Let me get something that's light in the back. I'll see it better now with the white paper. For this die here, this is what it looks like when you run it through your machine, okay? It's going to come out in 2 pieces. You could choose to use the frame alone, or if you want it all one piece, what I would suggest to do is just go ahead and just layer it all onto your card by just gluing everything down directly to your card. Or flip it over and then grab yourself some tape, like some Scotch tape. Let me grab it really quick. Actually, no, I don't want to grab it because I want to show you something different. Just grab your Scotch tape. Go ahead and put your tape on there, and then this way when you turn it over, it'll be completely together, okay? Or you could go ahead and just kind of mix it up. Okay, here goes another one here. Somebody asked me the other day what kind of machine I have. I was using my Cuttlebug nonstop, but then it started breaking down on me. So I actually broke down and got the Vagabond. Best thing I could have ever done. I love it because look at how pretty it does my dies. Okay, so you could go ahead and like maybe say for example, you see how this was one front of the pattern paper, this was the back. You could go ahead and run it through the pattern paper, flip your pattern paper over and run it through again, and then you could go ahead and just kind of mix and match these, okay? So you can mix and match these 2 together, which I think will look really pretty together as well. So what you could do is you could adhere the middle part directly onto your paper, and then you could pop up the second one like I did in mine, okay? So those are just a couple examples of how this could be done. Aren't those pretty? Or if you want to throw in some color, you can, you know, to kind of give it a different look. It all depends. It's your preference, okay, what you want to do with that, all right? So anyways, that is that on that die. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring my Cuttlebug over here. I am going to show, before I do that actually, I'm going to show you something really quick, okay? If you keep your heart together, and if you go ahead and run it through your machine, your heart will come out in 3 pieces, okay? which is these three right here, which I love, okay, because you could go ahead and put that. You could just pop them all up and layer them all up, okay? So basically, or if you want to mix and match like this, I ran it through my machine again and used the back portion of it. You could go ahead and you could use it like this by itself with no middle part, or you could go ahead and put this in here. You see what I'm saying? And just kind of switch it up a bit, which I thought, I have another one here as an example. Like for this one here, I thought looked really pretty. The little, I like red and pink together too for Valentine's Day. You could go ahead and just switch it up. You know what I'm saying? Mix and match different ones just to make it look pretty. You could pop them all up like little layers so they could look really pretty. Or, like I said again, you could just go ahead and just not use that middle part and just do it like that. Now for mine, I'm going to show you really quick here so you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, you see how that is? And then I did this. This is the way, and I left out the middle part. That's how I did my heart right here. Okay, so what I did was I just popped up the scallopy part and I adhered the center part directly onto my tag and then left the middle part open because I wanted that little birdie to show that's on the actual pattern paper already. I didn't want to cover him up. So that's what I did with that one, okay? And then for my other tag, I left out the middle, that little center ring, and then I went ahead and I just popped it up just like so. And you can see it just like on this one, how I did it, okay? So there's a few different ways you can do that. Use that die, and I love it. Now, when you use your Cuttlebug, since these are little intricate pieces, you'll probably, it may work for you by putting some extra cardstock at the top, like as little shims, or use a foam pad. Or I do have the metal adapters in my store right now because they are so intricate. You want to make sure you get all of those little pieces cut out. So I'm going to quickly show you really fast how I do it and how the recipe I use for it, okay? I'll be right back. This is the metal adapter I'm talking about. Now, if you use it a lot, it is going to get a little warped, but there's nothing wrong with it. You could still use it, okay? So what you want to do is do your recipe, use your A plate, your C plate, and I put down, this is the way I do mine. I'm pretty sure everybody has their own little methods. I put that. Don't put your die because you don't want your metal on top of metal. Put your paper first. Oops, that's just an example that I'm using. Put your paper first and then your die. Okay? And then you're going to go ahead and put this right on top. Okay, and then you're going to go ahead and just quickly run it through. So I usually run it through once. Oops, I didn't suction it down to my desk, so it's moving a little bit. I usually run it through there and just come right back. Okay? And let me move this out of the way here. You see how my Cuttlebug's kind of like not really working to perfection? I think because I've had this Cuttlebug forever. So it was time for me to graduate and upgrade. Like, and the Big Shot, that's another good one to have too. The Big Shot is an excellent machine as well. If you don't have any at all, if you want to go ahead and just your first time, if you could get because I'm not gonna lie, the Tim Holtz one is a little pricey, but it's worth it. And if you Google and stuff, you could find it for a good deal. Okay, so now I just want to quickly show you this. You are going to need a little paper piercer for this, okay? Just to pop out like the center. Okay, you see how it is right there. So what I usually do, I just poke the little holes, and then I just kind of just put that underneath and let it come out. Okay, isn't that pretty? Super pretty. Okay, and then this one's easy. That's that middle part. Okay, like I told you earlier. Now for this one, there are a whole bunch of little holes. You could go ahead and pop them all out like so there, or you could just go ahead and just poke that middle one, and then get your little paper piercer, and then just kind of run it around like this. Okay, and then you could just go ahead and just take it off easily, just like so. Okay, And then when you take it out, you can just go ahead and just pop out all of your little holes. Super simple, and it comes out pretty. That's why I suggest you definitely using a shim, or I have those little metal adapters in my store, and I believe they are $11.99. You know, pretty decent price. That will work perfectly with this. See, isn't that pretty? So beautiful. So now this could be like that, and then you could go ahead and just pop that up right in the center, or you could add some color, you know, color in the center as well. Totally your preference. Okay, so like here goes a pretty blue you could add in there. These are just from all the scraps I've been playing with. Okay, so anyways, hopefully that helped. You know, when you do, if you are interested in it and you do pick it up, hopefully those little tips helped you. So just, you probably want to refer back to this video on that. And then now, since this is our last day, tomorrow is the actual release of all of these beautiful stamps and dies that my awesome design team and myself showcased for you for these last few days. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. So now what I am offering for you, you know how I usually put the individual new stamps and dies on sale? This time I'm not going to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to offer you a code. So now pay attention, peeps, because you need this code if you're going to make your purchase. It's going to be all capital letters, New Year, so all caps NEWYEAR. That is the code you are going to use. And that will allow you to get 20% off your entire purchase. And I will let that go on for, let's see, that will be on my, now it's not happening right now this very moment. This is for tonight. I wanted to tell you today, because this way you could be ready for when tomorrow morning hits at 8 a.m. You could use your code and make your purchase. I didn't want you to miss out on it if you're just watching the video tomorrow morning. So hopefully that makes sense, okay? So you're going to use that code 20% off. And also I still have lots of stamps on sale for dirt cheap. So it will apply to everything. Like you could go ahead and grab your stamps that are on sale, and you'll see the sale items, and you just click on the category that says sale items, and that will take you to, I believe I have over 40 sets that are on all 40% off right now. So after you get those sale items, and if you want to pick up the new release, it's totally up to you. At the end, at checkout, okay? You're not going to be able to use that code before until you actually completely check out, because it'll ask you for, it'll say apply code, and that's when you're going to go ahead and type in New Year. Again, it's all capital letters, NEWYEAR, and it will give you 20% off of your entire purchase. And let me look at my calendar really quick to tell you when the last day of the sale is going to be. Okay, so anyways, the sale will be from December 31st at 8 a.m. all the way till, I wanted you to get almost a whole week for that sale, okay? So it will be 20% off your entire purchase using the code New Year. And the sale will be from tomorrow at 8 a.m. all the way till Sunday at midnight. Okay, everybody, so I hope you enjoyed all of our sneak peeks as much as we enjoyed creating them all for you. So don't forget to, if you're watching over at YouTube, head on over to my blog at www.creativetimeforme.com to see what the rest of my fabulous design team has made with these particular dies for you today. And then I will see you back here tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. for our release blog hop, and I will show you all of the sets in their entirety. I cannot wait. I love this release. So anyways, everybody, have a fabulous day. Thank you so much for all of your amazing comments. I read every single one of them. Don't forget to leave your contact info if you were to win. Okay, everybody, I will see you back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.